Okay, so the first card you have your past is the Eight of Swords. Okay, it's a little bit complicated. I'm seeing a few different things here. I'll try and articulate what I'm seeing. Okay, I'm getting a feeling mostly, and the feeling I'm getting is that there's something you've seen, or there's something you know. There's some information you know, and I'm getting this really strong feeling of wanting to warn someone, or wanting to stop someone, or tell them what you know. But for some reason, I don't think you could do that. That's the sort of thing I'm getting around this. So I don't know why that is. It might be that, you know, if you did anything or interfered, it might have looked bad on you in some way, or people might not take you seriously. They might even be angry with you or think you're interfering. Or maybe this is something that, this is information that you know, because I'm just looking at this High Priestess next to this, and that can be about secrets. Maybe this is something that you know that you're not supposed to know. You know, it might be something like that. And so if you came out and said, oh, I know this, people might say, well, how do you know that? You're not supposed to know that. Now, I don't think you got this information in a kind of a dodgy way or a bad way. I think this is something that you saw and you couldn't unsee it, or you heard something and you couldn't unhear it. It's something like that, and it was too late. It was like, I wish I didn't know this, but I do know this. You couldn't do anything about it. That's the kind of thing I'm getting. And you're a little bit trapped by this information, a bit like this woman, because you wanted to speak, you wanted to help someone, you wanted to say something. But the feeling I'm getting is that you felt that you couldn't do that. And I think you were trapped a bit by this information, because you couldn't say, I know this, because then people might say, well, how do you know this? I don't know if you saw something, if you heard something, you might have seen something on someone's phone, it might be something like that. I don't know, but you couldn't say anything. And there's something to do with love around this. There's some kind of love connection around this. I think it was a past love connection. It might be an ex. I'm seeing some kind of behavior that you know about, that this new person doesn't know about. And some evidence came out about that. It might be that. So it might be an ex that you were with. You know what their behavior is like. You know that. Some information came out, and you'd like to kind of get that out, but you can't do that. That's what I'm seeing. So I'm actually seeing someone playing happy families or happy relationships on social media, and maybe you saw that, and that kind of triggered this, and your heart sank, and you thought, no, it's not really like that. I know what it's really like. It's not like that. They're trying to pretend it's all happy and fantastic and whatever. Now, I think whatever this is, I think this is going to come out. I think there might be someone else that knows about this behavior or this thing or whatever. And I think someone else is going to come forward and talk about this and do something or say something about this. It's going to come out whether you say anything or not. That's what I'm seeing in that. So I think this ex, or whoever this is, I think they might owe someone something as well. That might be a part of it. It might be money, might be something material. It might be time. It might be decency. I think they probably owed you decency. So it might be all of those things. They definitely owed things to this other person, and they weren't helping this other person. And then I think they're probably with a new partner or something, and they don't know any of this. They think everything's all wonderful. That's the kind of thing I'm seeing. I hope that makes sense. I know that's a bit confusing, and I hope that kind of makes sense to you. But yeah, you couldn't say anything at this time because you were trapped, like this poor woman. But it is going to come out. That's what I'm seeing. Okay, so the next card you have your past is the Six of Wands. Yeah, so this is the victory card. So yeah, this is going to come out. It's going to come out to the surface. It might feel like a bit of a hollow victory, if that makes sense, not to you, or it might to you, because I think their current partner, and some other people around this, probably their partner's family, maybe even their family, people around them, they're going to be very unhappy about this. When this comes out, it's going to be a shock. There's going to be some heartbreak. So it is going to be like a victory, because it is good that this is coming out and that everyone knows this about this person, that everything's honest. but it's still going to be a very sad time. That's why I'm seeing a hollow victory. Yeah, but it is a victory, because I think this person or this ex of yours, their current partner, I think they're going to end up protecting themselves in some way in the end. They might get away from them. They might break up. I don't know. And I think this is going to be a good thing for them, even though it's going to hurt. I think it's going to be the right thing for them to do, because I think this person was keeping a lot of things from them. That's what I'm seeing. They probably know what they're like deep down. I am seeing something happening between them. I think they might have been abandoned at one time by your ex, and then they came back. So they kind of knew that. There's money around this. I'm seeing that as well. I think this person, this ex, owed people money. It might even have something to do with children. I'm seeing that as well. But yeah, whatever this is, it's all going to come out, whether you say or do anything or not. So you're going to be relieved of that. You're under no obligation to say anything. But whether you do or you don't, it is going to come out eventually. And you have, I think you've been holding on to this for a while. That's what I'm feeling, this information. And yeah, I think when it comes out, you're going to be feeling like it's going to be a bit sad. You're going to be thinking about a lot of things. It's going to bring up a lot of things for you again. But the main feeling I think you're going to get is, at last, at last the facts are coming out. That's the kind of feeling I'm getting around this. Okay, so the last card you have your past is the Five of Cups. Okay, so I'm seeing someone else here. So I'm seeing someone else who's a little bit hurt, someone who's really, really close to you. It might be your current partner, or it might be someone who's a very close friend. It's someone you're seeing. I think it might be your current partner, because there's a lot of very, very, very deep kind of closeness. It's more than a friendship closeness. I think this person had a lot of things to sort out emotionally and practically as well. There's some kind of loss I'm seeing around them. It's quite a big loss. And I think they're doing a lot of practical things, or they were at this time. They probably still are. And I think taking care of all the practical things, I think that was keeping them going, if that makes sense. It's like they were kind of filling their head with practical things to stop them from being over emotional, if that makes sense. And I think they're keeping a lot of things to themselves. They're keeping their problems to themselves. They're keeping some things away from you. They might even be keeping themselves away from you, or they might have at this time. So if this resonates with you, my feeling around this is that this person's going to be back again. They're going to be around you again soon, physically. It's probably going to take them a little bit of time to connect with you again emotionally, properly. But if you do really care about this person, which I think you do, just try to be as patient with them as you can. I don't think they're themselves right now. I think it's going to take them some time to get back to their normal selves. So yeah, just try to be patient with this person, if that's making sense to you. So the first card you have your present is the High Priestess. Yeah, so this is all about knowing, intuition, being quiet about things, but knowing. So I think something's going on with this person in the Five of Cups. You're very close to them. You have that closeness with them. So you have this kind of knowing, this intuition about them. You know kind of when something's going on with them. You know what they're feeling. It's all of that kind of thing. And I think you know that it's not you that's keeping them distant from you. I still think it's affecting you emotionally, though, because I think you do really feel things very, very deeply. And I think especially at this time, you're feeling things very, very deeply. Your emotions are very, very, very strong. I think this is the time when you're just like this for no apparent reason. You're just having these very, very deep feelings. Maybe you're having some up and down feelings at this time. Yeah, I'm just looking at this card and the Five of Cups together. So if you're feeling things extremely deeply at this time, to the point where you can't do a lot of things you normally do, or you find yourself feeling kind of overwhelmed, try to take a step back from as much as you can, from as many people as you can. Not everyone, maybe just your outer circle, if that makes sense. You know, just be around people you trust, and don't be around people who are just acquaintances and all of that. Just kind of nurture yourself at this time. I'm actually seeing something you might have been invited to. Maybe you don't know these people that are going to be at this thing very well. Maybe you feel a bit uncomfortable around them. I'm getting a very uncomfortable feeling around that. I'm getting a bit of an anxious feeling around some kind of an invitation. So just remember that if you do have an invitation to something and you feel very uncomfortable about it, or you're just not ready to go to something like that for whatever reason, you can always say no. Don't feel guilty about saying no. Yeah, I'm just getting a really strong feeling that you just need to be either by yourself or around people that are going to be kind to you and nurture you, because I am getting a little bit of competitiveness, I should say, around this invitation, a little bit of judgment. Maybe there are some judgmental people there or something. So if that's making sense to you, obviously that's not what you need right now when you're going through some deep emotions. So yeah, don't feel guilty about saying no. Don't feel guilty about saying no. Because if you look at this Five of Cups, this man's wearing this great big heavy dark cloak, and dark colours and big cloaks and everything, they absorb the light, they absorb everything. So while you're like this, you don't want to be absorbing any negative energy or judgment or competitiveness or anything like that. You just don't need it right now. You just don't, I don't think you have it in you to handle that right now. I mean, there are times where you can handle this, but this isn't the time right now. That's just what I'm getting. So if that resonates, if you do have this invitation, you're feeling bad about this, you're feeling quite negatively about this, you don't have to go. Just know that you don't have to go. Take care of yourself. That's what this time's for. Nurture yourself, take care of yourself. Okay, so the next card you have your presence, the Three of Cups. Okay, so yeah, again, I feel as if I need to say this. Obviously, don't isolate yourself from everyone. Just make sure you're around people who care for you, people who don't judge you. Just kind of gravitate toward the people who make you feel easy, make you feel cared for, make you feel comfortable, and kind of distance yourself from people who are acquaintances, who might not understand you properly, who don't know you that well, all of that kind. Anyone who you feel a little bit uncomfortable around, try to kind of distance yourself at this time as much as you can. Just make yourself feel comfortable, just nurture yourself as much as you can. I think you are still feeling a little bit left out, a little bit pushed aside maybe by this person in the Five of Cups. I think your head knows that they're not doing this because they don't want to be with you. I think, you know they're dealing with a lot. You don't want to bug them. I don't think you don't want to bother them and call them and say, why aren't you talking to me? You're not doing any of that. But, your feelings are feelings and logic's logic. So your feelings are you're still a bit up and down about this, I think. Yeah, I'm getting this feeling of you carrying around these strong feelings, but not quite knowing kind of where to put them at this time. You can't tell this person. You don't feel very comfortable about around some other people. So there are some people who care for you. There are some people who are close to you, who you can talk to. But I'm still getting this reluctance to talk to people. So maybe you're not quite ready to even talk to those people right now. So if that's how you're feeling, it might help if you just write your feelings down somewhere, even if you just use the notes app on your phone or something. That helps me sometimes. I've got pages. I think last time I looked, I had over 1,000 pages in my notes app on my phone because I just write all sorts of things down there. So yeah, try just find some outlet to let this out, because what I'm seeing is, if you look at the Five of Cups again, you're absorbing a lot of energies, and that's why you're feeling so emotional. You're absorbing other people's energies, you're absorbing everything, but there's no outlet to kind of let that out of you. So you need something to let that out. So find some kind of outlet. I hope that makes sense to you. Okay, so the last card you have your presence, the Two of Cups. So yeah, again, here we are. you are going to connect with this person in the Five of Cups again. You absolutely are. You're always connected to them. You always have this sense of connection with them. I think you always have been connected to them. That's what I'm getting. It's a very strong connection. And that's why I was getting, you know, that you instinctively knew kind of how they were feeling and what they were thinking. So I think even when you're not talking to them, you can feel what they're thinking. You can feel how they're, you know, how they're feeling almost. And yeah, it's going to happen. You're going to connect again. There are roses here. There's a laurel wreath here representing victory. You also have the victory card here, and there's passion here as well. So again, this is going to take a little bit of time before they get back to themselves, before they feel themselves again. And I keep on feeling this loss around them as well, practical things they need to do around that. I don't know if they've lost a person or a job, but it's really affected them emotionally. And there's pressure around them as well. There's a lot of internal pressure inside them to get over this, to get better, to be strong. So they're putting a lot of pressure on themselves. You know, I'd love to be able to tell you to talk to them and let them know they don't need to put this pressure on themselves, but the feeling I'm getting is that they're not telling you this, or they might not even be around you right now. So if this is all resonating, I know it's going to be quite frustrating if it is, but all you can really do is wait and take care of yourself and keep on nurturing yourself, because that's a big message I'm getting here for your present. Is it's time to take care of yourself. It's time to nurture yourself while you're waiting this out. Try not to think about them too much, because I don't think they're going to open up to you until they're ready. Just use this time to take care of yourself, do things that you like doing, build yourself up. That's what I'm seeing. So the first card you have for your futures, the Queen of Wands. Yes, so, okay, I'm seeing something quite clearly here. Okay, this is something to do with this information that you have in the Eight of Swords, I think. Now, there's going to be a time when you're going to have to be really, really bold, or it might be forced on you, or it might be someone might ask you to do something where you're going to have to be very brave and very bold. Now, I don't think this is going to happen for a while. Yeah, I don't normally talk about dates or timelines, but I am seeing September. So I think this information might all come out in September, this thing in the Eight of Swords. This is all going to be revealed probably around that time. It's all going to come out into the open. Now, I think what's going to happen is someone's going to ask you to stand up for them, or maybe stand beside them or something, almost like a witness. Yeah, don't worry, you're not going to be in court or anything like that. It's not that serious. But I think someone's going to need some kind of support or help, and it's going to be someone who's on the right side, on the good side. So I think that's something you're going to have to decide on. Yeah, all I'm getting is this person needs you. They're on the right side. I don't want to tell you what to do, but I think it would be a good thing for you to help them. Yeah, they're going to need some help, and I think it'd be good for you to help them. So, but don't stress too much about this, because I know at the moment you are feeling quite sensitive. And I think by the time this comes around, by the time it is this time to actually stand up and be bold, you're going to be feeling a lot stronger. So try not to think too much about this now. Try not to worry too much about this now, because I think you'll be right at the right time. You know, it'll be the right time for you to stand up. So yeah, it might open a few things up for you emotionally again, because I think this might actually be an ex of yours that this is about. I'm not seeing any backlashes. I'm not seeing anyone being angry with you or anything like that. I think the only stress you're going to have is a bit of internal stress, but it's going to be okay. You're going to be quite strong at that time, a lot stronger than you are now. That's what I'm seeing. So the next card you have for your future is the Ten of Pentacles. So yeah, okay, so again, this card's about money, obviously, and it's about family as well. Building a stable foundation for a family, it can mean that. So I think what's coming out, I think it's really going to shock some people. I think it's really going to shock whoever's with this ex, their current partner. I'm getting this really, really clearly. It's about money. that might be owed to a family or a child. And it's all going to come out. I think the current partner of your ex, or whoever this is, they're going to be in shock. It's not going to be good for them. I can't pretend anything else. But it's going to be the right thing for them, because I think they've been living a lie. I know that's quite serious. I know that's quite bold. It's quite blunt, but that's what I'm seeing. So it is the right thing for them, even though it's going to be very, very hard for them to hear. Now, again, what I was seeing in the Queen of Wands, I'm seeing that again here, is that you might be asked to stand up. You might be asked to say something, support someone. And so what I'm seeing is if you do stand up, you're going to be supporting a child or a family that deserves that support. That's what I'm seeing. So if you do speak up, you're absolutely going to be doing the right thing. So I don't want to put pressure on you. I know now's not the right time to put any pressure on you if you're kind of emotionally up and down, but that's what I'm seeing. I just need to tell you what I'm seeing. Okay, so the last card you have for your future is the Seven of Cups. Yeah, so this is all about confusion, keeping people in the dark, like this poor man on this card. So yeah, this is what I'm seeing again. When this comes up, it's going to be hard. It's going to be hard on a lot of people. But this is the right thing. This is the right thing. I think people are kept in the dark, like this poor man on this card, and they need to come out of that situation, especially a family, a child, and the partner of this person. I'm seeing two people who are going to benefit from this information coming out, and they deserve to benefit from this. Someone's been missing out, and after this comes out, this is going to be the start of them getting what they deserve. That's what I'm seeing. Now, I hope that isn't too confusing. I really hope these messages reach the right people, because someone's going to get what they deserve, which is positivity. That's what I'm seeing. So Pisces, I hope this resonated. I hope it wasn't too confusing. I know there was a lot there. But yeah, as you know, they can't always resonate with everyone. But again, if you like this reading, please like, subscribe, leave a comment if you'd like to. Thank you so much for watching.